2022 Audi A3 Sedan. Until recently, the Audi A3 was our go-to recommendation for shoppers looking for an entry-level luxury sedan. Though its diminutive size meant it wasn't really suitable for 4 tall adults, the A3 impressed us with its excellent materials quality, rapid acceleration and excellent comfort. Then Mercedes-Benz released the 2019 A-Class and raised the bar for small sedans. While the A3 continued to be an excellent choice, it certainly felt less special than before. Volkswagen's luxury arm is looking to turn the tide with the upcoming 2022 Audi A3. Additional creases on the bodywork sharpen the A3's appearance, while silver blades in the faux air inlets and a slight gap between bumper and hood recall the larger Audi A4. The biggest change is to the A3's interior, which features a driver-focused design and high-tech feel. It also employs extreme angles throughout. Though we don't think the cabin will be universally beloved, its daring and distinctive design certainly helps the A3 stand out. US-bound A3s will exclusively be powered by a turbocharged 2.0-liter 4-cylinder engine. It's similar to last year's engine, but it is now joined by a mild hybrid component that reduces fuel consumption. While the front-wheel drive model gains a modest 2 mpg in the EPA's combined city-highway driving estimate, rising from 30 mpg to 32 mpg, the A3 with Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system sees a more significant improvement, 31 mpg combined versus 25 mpg. Regardless of whether you select FWD or AWD, the 2022 A3's engine produces 201 horsepower and 221 pound-feet of torque. That's more than the front-wheel drive 2020 A3 that made 184 horsepower and the same 221 pound-feet of torque. But it's also less than the old A3 with AWD, which pumped out 228 horsepower and 258 lb-ft. Despite the power drop, we expect the 2022 A3 to still be quick. Audi quotes a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 6.6 seconds for the FWD model and 6.3 seconds for the AWD version. We found that the previous A3 managed a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 6.2 seconds in AWD guise. So even though the new model is down on power, it should remain quite quick in instrumented testing. On the road, the new engine makes plenty of power for this small vehicle, giving the A3 strong acceleration from a standstill or at highway speeds. You won't be thrust back in your seat when you floor the accelerator. That's what the higher performance S3 and 3 rupees are for, after all. But you'll never really want for power. The previous A3's 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission returns for the 2022 A3. On the old car it suffered from some clunky shifting when accelerating from a stop, but the new mild hybrid system really smooths that out. However, the instant torque from the electric motor can also make the A3 feel a little too energetic at low speeds. Roll onto the throttle gently for a more natural feel from a stop. The brake action seems to have improved with this generation. The brakes aren't as touchy as they once were, making limo smooth stops possible. Handling continues to be an A3 strength. The body stays relatively flat while cornering, though the all-season tires outfitted to our test car didn't provide the mechanical grip that the chassis felt capable of delivering. Our advice for maximizing fun? Throw on some summer performance tires. Like its predecessor, the new A3 is a very comfortable small sedan. The front seats are nicely shaped and filter out road vibrations. We like that they feature 4-way headrests, which go a long way in helping occupants find their perfect position. And we really appreciate the fact that Audi makes leather upholstery standard. You'll pay extra for the real stuff in the BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe and Mercedes-Benz A-Class. The A3's composed, controlled ride remains one of this vehicle's highlights. Though the A3 is the brand's most reasonably priced vehicle, the well-tuned suspension gives it the comfortable ride quality to rival one of Audi's more expensive offerings. While the exterior styling is just slightly massaged, the cabin is a different story entirely. It shares some elements of the 2022 Volkswagen Golf GTI. Both vehicles are based on VW's MQB architecture, including the toggle shifter and digital instrument panel. Other than a generally driver-focused layout, the interior looks like nothing else in the Volkswagen portfolio. Though many luxury cars experiment with organic forms with long, sweeping curves, the A3's cockpit appears to have been designed with a straight edge. Sharp acute angles decorate the door panels, while the center console surround mimics the A3's front grille. A pair of driver-facing air vents flank the instrument binnacle, clearing up space on the center stack for climate controls. There are 2 air vents in front of the passenger, with an aluminum through line that gives the impression of one large vent. Since the A3's wheelbase hasn't changed, the rear seat is just as compact as the previous model. The cabin is fairly spacious for tall passengers up front, but the back is best reserved for shorter occupants or children. The previous A3 was one of the only Audis still using a display screen interface controlled by a knob and buttons. That changes for the 2022 A3, which adopts a touchscreen like all of the newest Audis. The 10.1-inch screen features the MIB3 interface alongside Apple CarPlay and Android Auto's smartphone integration, with wireless functionality for both. A 10.25-inch digital instrument panel is standard, and buyers can option the more fully featured digital cockpit display, which increases the size to 12.3 inches. The navigation system also has the ability to predict traffic to your destination based on previously collected data, so your ETA can be calculated with even greater accuracy. Other features include a Wi-Fi hotspot, wireless charging pad and a head-up display. It will also feature V2X, vehicle-to-everything, communication, allowing the A3 to digitally talk to vehicles and infrastructure. V2X is still a nascent technology, but its benefits can already be enjoyed. Certain test markets in the US can alert the vehicle when a stoplight is about to turn green, for instance, or warn drivers as they're about to enter a construction zone. V2X exists on a few Audi models, making the A3 the least expensive vehicle in the lineup to be equipped with this forward-thinking tech. The new A3 also brings upgrades to driving aids. Every model comes standard with lane departure warning, forward collision warning and automatic emergency braking. Optional features include an automated parking system and a top-down 360-degree parking camera. Some systems are enhanced for 2022. Adaptive cruise control now includes a lane centering feature, and the blind spot monitor stays active after parking to warn you if you're about to open your door into approaching traffic. The previous A3 was one of our favorite small sedans, but the advent of the excellent Mercedes A-Class threatened its dominance in recent years. The 2022 Audi A3 delivers the refinement, performance and style that could flip the decision back in the A3's favor.